Everybody, welcome to week 11 of speech and debate. This is our day 1 meeting and stuff. So this video is going to be like instructions, what you need to do, and then you'll have some time to go and get that done, okay, during the class period and stuff. So let's get started. Hope everybody had a great spring break. Welcome back and stuff. So here we go. I'm out. I have a doctor's appointment that I couldn't reschedule, so and stuff, but I will be back on Wednesday as normal. So you're going to want to go ahead and get Canvas open. All right. And we're going to take a week in modules. We're going to take a week, we're going to take a look at week 11. You can see the attendance assignments. Those were supposed to be done yesterday and stuff. And then 2 assignments for this week. Okay. But quickly, just to review, we completed 1 assignment before spring break and it was due Monday the 18th. So it's going to be the first grade of 4th quarter. So we did this in class before spring break when we kind of had that weird flex week where it was the end of 3rd quarter, but 4th quarter hadn't quite started yet. So week 10 is green energy green? Or is it really as green as people say it is? We watched the documentary on the cobalt mines in the Congo in Africa and some of the problems and issues, because that's one of the main ingredients that goes into the lithium batteries that are used often within electric vehicles and other Apple, smartwatches, phones, other devices, computers, things like that. So if you didn't get that video sheet, it's about a 30-minute documentary. Make sure that you are completing that and getting that in because that was due yesterday, and that is a summative assignment, okay? And then there are 2 things we're going to focus on this week. And again, you can find the recordings of the Green Energy Really Green on the lesson and recording page for there. And then you can find the video like for today. It'll be posted on the week 11 4-day work week, okay, for today. So any of those playbacks for class that you ever need, you can find them on those pages right there, course with the corresponding week. So we're going to go to week 11. And there's 2 things that you need to complete, okay? So one thing you're going to get done today, which was technically due yesterday, but get it done right now. It won't take you very long. 3rd quarter kind of check-in. How'd you do, okay? What was your grade for 3rd quarter? What was your final grade? I think I switched over the percentage already, so you might have to look in Infinite Campus. What was your final grade for this class for 3rd quarter? So what's your final grade? List it. Did you miss any assignments? If so, which ones? If no, if you had them all in, then, keep doing that for 4th quarter. That's the goal, right? To get all your assignments in and get a good grade. What can you do to continue to do well or adjust coming into 4th quarter? Because remember that the semester grade is an average of the 3rd and the 4th quarter grade. So if you did well 3rd quarter, then keep that going to then get that overall really good semester grade. If 3rd quarter was rough for you or you didn't do well, then what can you change? And especially then the pressure to do well, right? Because you have to average that not passing grade, bring it up even more than to average the 2, because it's 45% for 3rd quarter, 45% for 4th quarter, and then 10% for the final exam. Okay, so what can you do? And that's a formative grade. Get that in. All right, it doesn't take you that long, but just to kind of acknowledge, hey, I'm on the right track, or I need to make adjustments, or what needs to be done so that we can continue to be successful or change our course and be successful going into this last quarter of the school year. Once that's complete, okay, and if you've already done it, then you can move on to this. If you haven't done it, then take a minute, get that in. Then what I'm going to have you do today, because Tuesdays are our short day, right? It's 40 minutes. And by the time you're done with this video, you'll probably have maybe 30 minutes, is to look at our topic of the week, which is one of the things we had talked about when we talked about 4th quarter topics, 4-day work week, okay? 4-day work week debate. Is this a good idea or not? Okay. So a little history. In 1914, actually one of the first people to really kind of bring the work week into or start the process of the work week that you and I know as, quote, normal, the 40 hours a week, 5 days a week, was actually Henry Ford. Okay. So think of like Model T, Ford vehicles, the assembly line factories. Okay. So his jobs were actually highly sought after. He was considered a really good employer to his employees. All right. And this started with an 8-hour workday. All right. Which oftentimes before that was maybe 10, 12, 14 hours. It could be really, really long. Now, in 1914, his workers still worked 6 days a week, but he started an 8-hour workday, kind of standard workday, which if you're used to working 10 or 12 and you're working 6 days a week, that's a really nice break. In 1918, Congress then actually moved to make the 8-hour workday standard. Okay, so this is a standard workday, or what a standard work week would look like. Henry Ford then evolved in 1924 to 1926 in his factories throughout the country, moved from a 6-day work week to a 5-day work week. His philosophy was if his workers had more leisure time, that they would actually work harder and be more productive. So he felt that by giving them more rest and time with their family and time for what they wanted, that when they were in the office, that they would actually, or in the factories, they would actually be more productive. They would work harder, and that it would even out. Having happier, more rested employees would be more beneficial to his company and to his workers. Turns out he was right. His production levels didn't suffer by cutting out one day. Workers worked harder and were actually more productive because they were more rested. In 1938, the government officially went to a 40-hour, 5-day work week, again, kind of being standard with the 8 to 9 hour work days and 5-hour work weeks. By 1940, it was kind of federally mandated that the average full-time job work week was 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Okay. So, 70, a little over 80 years ago, 84 or no, so 84 years ago that this was done. So this is still kind of common history. Think just a couple of generations, your great-grandparents, or great-great-grandparents, so not as long as you would think that we've been practicing this. Okay, so just a little backup history for you. All right, so you're going to go ahead and get your worksheet open. So make a copy of that, get it open. So once this is open, you can go ahead and you can save it to your drive. So again, I would have a speech and debate folder. If you don't already make one, makes it easier. And then make sure that you make it shareable. So anyone with the link, so that when I open it, I can grade it. Okay. And then once you have that open, you're going to go back and you're going to get these overview videos. Now remember, you can use the overview videos towards your pro or your con. So what you're going to do is, after kind of looking at some research and stuff, you're going to decide, do you think that a 4-day work week would be better or more productive, or should we stick with the current 5-day work week? Okay. There's a couple approaches to the 4-day work week. Maybe that you would work the same number of hours. So instead of working an 8-hour shift, 5 days a week, you'd work a 4-10. You'd work 4 days a week, 10-hour days. The other philosophy is no, same number of hours, 8 hours a day, just one less day. And some people take the approach of kind of like what Henry Ford did, which is felt that the extra leisure time that people would hustle or be more productive because they aren't as tired, or the pressure to get things done, so they would be more productive, and kind of zone, get in the zone. We've all had it, right? Where we have a work day, or maybe you have some work time when you're being super productive, or you kind of relax the daisical. It's amazing the difference of what an hour, productivity could look like, right? So there's different philosophies to that. All right. So you're going to watch these 2 videos, and I at least want you to get through these 2 videos today. Okay. This one is 6 minutes. Okay. Talking about benefits, pros, and cons of switching to the 4-day work week. And then this one is about 3.5 minutes. So about 10 minutes total worth of videos. Okay. So once you watch those, then start to think about, yes, I think moving to a 4-day work week is better for employees and businesses, or no, stick to the 5-day traditional work week. Okay. And then you're going to find more sources down here. Here's some more pro and con articles, videos. Here's some pro articles, and here's a chart that kind of breaks down a study, I believe that was done. And then here's some con articles, reasons why you wouldn't want to, and stuff. And then here was another kind of chart statistic. This was based on a study done in the UK of how businesses responded to, they did a 6-month test of doing the 4-day work week and how that worked for these companies and for the employees, for the employer, and for the productivity, you know, the overall feeling. So here's some of those results. So any of these you can use toward your pro con, right? Because remember, you have to pick sources from both sides, okay? But by the end of today, all I want you to do is get your worksheet set up and get through these 2 videos right here. Okay. And then when we meet on Wednesday, we'll kind of talk about we'll kind of overview those videos, some pros, cons, and then you'll have the whole period after our discussion to work on Wednesday on which side of the argument that you're going to do in using those sources. So looking at the worksheet, what I want you to get done is basically part 1. Okay. So list the topic for the week, and then at least come up with your position and watch the 2 overview videos. Okay. And then we'll work on part 2, which is sources that support your side of the argument. So you'll pick 2, give those sources some references from them. Then you'll pick 1 source from the counter argument. And remember, those sources that are pro con, you can use them either way. You just can't use them twice. So once you use it, you're done. So any of the sources that are pro con, you can use it toward the con side or the pro side, but you only use the source once, okay? And then, of course, you can use the pro sources and the con sources. But the ones that are both, you may use them for either side just one time. Okay, find another source and then bring it together. So we'll do parts 2, 3, and 4. We'll do those on Wednesday, okay? So for today, getting your sheet set up, finish part 1. Watch these 2 intro videos and at least kind of pick which side of the argument you think you're going to lean toward. And then Wednesday in class, you'll have time to go through these sources and start to fill out then on your worksheet some of your evidence then to support your claim. Okay. I will see you on Wednesday. Hopefully this is just instructional, so you can stop this. So now you should hopefully have about 30 minutes left to work. So get that 3rd quarter grade check. Am I doing well, and keep it going? Or I didn't do well, what can I change then to have better success 4th quarter? And then starting this week's debate topic. Okay, thank you so much.